Thank you, Alan. Skeptic then. You haven't seen it in here. I've been associated with the Bed Safe initiative since its launch in March 2003. Launched by Patrick Hall, who is with us here this afternoon. And I also worked with the North Bedfordshire Community Partnership beforehand, helping to make Bed Safe happen. Through its partnership work, then coordinated and managed by Jill Anderson, Bed Safe has been heralded as a model of good and best practice by the Home Office and has won national and local awards for its work in reducing crime and disorder during our nighttime economy. This true partnership initiative continues to work very well and is proud of the way that the statutory bodies, the voluntary agencies and everybody associated with the licensed trade work alongside each other to make Bedford safe. Now, I'm not against new ideas coming into the Bed Safe scheme, but I must admit that I did have some reservations when I was told during the latter part of 2008 that the church wanted to put some angels on the street. I was aware that other towns across the country had this type of initiative running, but I wasn't quite sure how much trouble they got into by trying to combine their work with people who were devoting their time to lager, alcohol pops, dating of a fashion, and kebabs. I could also foresee that when the angels got into difficult situations, the police would have to come to their rescue. And of course I was concerned that this would create more work for the police, whereas Bed Safe was supposed to reduce that type of workload. My initial thoughts concerned me, but that didn't stop Jill bringing me to this building to receive a presentation given by Richard Tutor, the town chaplain for Watford, very, very much involved in the street angel scheme in that town. Well, Richard's excellent presentation, coupled with the obvious enthusiasm of his church-based audience, along with the commitment shown by Ian Loxley from the Salvation Army, silenced me. And that's not easy. It made me realise that a street angel scheme really, really can work. And more importantly, it can make a difference. I began to feel guilty about doubting the effectiveness of such a scheme. But hold on, that presentation was about Watford. We live in Bedford. Would it work here? During the presentation and subsequent questions, it became clear that Street Angels would soon become a partner in the Bed Safe scheme. There was a gap in the work which the partnership was carrying out, a gap which meant vulnerable people were at risk. Street Angels had clearly identified that gap and they wanted to do something about it. And Jill and I left that presentation with a determination to help make that happen. My eyes were open to something which would really make a difference to Bedford. Bedford Street Angels became an agenda item on subsequent meetings of licensees, door supervisors, taxi private hire vehicle forums. But when discussed at those forums, some of those members expressed views not too dissimilar from my initial thoughts. Only this time I found myself promoting street angels, requesting members of those groups to embrace the initiative and to welcome the street angels into the partnership. During the first couple of months on the streets of Bedford, I started to receive feedback from licensees, door supervisors, taxi marshals, etc. The feedback was all positive, without exception, all positive. However, Ian wasn't happy with that. He asked us for negative feedback. Go out there and find some negative feedback, because Ian wanted to improve the service offered by the angels. So now I found myself in a position at these meetings asking for negative feedback. But I've got to say, that question was met with silence. I had to prize feedback from the groups, and the best anyone could come up with was that the colour of their jackets was not bright enough to make them stand out in a crowd. The positive feedback has been and continues to be excellent. CCTV operators communicated very, very well with the street angels, directing them to places where their services may be required. I know that the licensees and the door supervisors use their radios to call street angels direct to bring their attention to people who may need a bit of help. Bedford Street Angels have been well and truly accepted into Bedford and into the partnership work which makes Bedford a safer place. And I think this was superbly evidenced just a few weeks ago at a recent meeting of Bedsafe licensees, when the licensees were discussing how they could spend some of the monies which were provided to them by Bedford Bid in order to promote the nighttime economy in Bedford. Now the licensees are aware, because we tell them, of the Safer Space initiative which the Bedford Street Angels are looking into providing into the town. The licensees are also aware that such initiatives require funding. Following the discussion at that meeting, the licensees voted unanimously to donate £3,500 to Bedford Street Angels to ensure that the Safer Space initiative can move forwards and become real. I'm sure you won't. You won't mind me publicly thanking Bedford Bid and the town's licensees, here represented by the chair of the group, Paul Dawson at the back of the room, for supporting this initiative in this manner. It's difficult to believe that it's been just over a year that Bedford Street Angels have controlled the town each weekend. We've seen from the footage how well they are received in the town, not only by the partners, not only by the stakeholders, but probably more importantly, by the public. There is no doubt that you are making a difference in Bedford, and your contribution towards making Bedford a safer and caring place is excellent. I very much look forward to seeing what the next year brings. It is clear from Adam's dedication and determination, along with the full commitment of the volunteers, that there will always be something on the horizon. Congratulations.